Hello dear Chennaites and friends from other cities too. It's a pleasure to be back this week and I've got a potpourri of events lined up in the next 30 minutes. So don't you change the channel. Bring out the sticks and costumes, it's Navratri celebrations on Shift Focus. A revelation of the going-ons in the battle-ridden zones of India. All that in their latest book, The Absent State by Neelesh Misra and Rahul Pandita.
Governments are using insurgency as an excuse.
We can do it! And that's the mantra of these kids who are autistic. This week, we start the show with the festivities. Diwali might be coming up in a couple of weeks, but if you can go by what the Navratri celebrations look like, then this year is going to be a colourful celebration indeed. Dandiya sticks, traditional costumes, wannabe Gujaratis, well, it's definitely got to spell Navratri nights. It's all about having fun and having fun with your friends. Well, I might be losing my speech here, and that's because my colleagues are joining me today on Navratri. On Shift Focus, girls, say hello. Hello. Okay, so we are going to be bringing you a special on the Navratri and Dandiya. Thanks to my colleague Minna from the news desk, because she's Gujarati. She's going to teach us a couple of steps. So, you girls ready? The Ambassador Pallava Hotel at Egmore wore a grand and sparkling look over the weekend. Men, women and children donned their finest, most colourful angrakas and gagras to spend an entire night dancing and grooving to some Navratri tunes. Now, this colourful Dandiya night organised at the Ambassador Pallava Hotel is done by none other than CC Global or Chennai Citizen Global. Now, I've got two of the members of the committee. So, I've got Rakesh. So, Rakesh, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dandiya night, because it's happening for the last 9 years.
9 years we are doing same day. It's doing for charity show. It will run up to 4 o'clock morning.
Now, Mahavir, where did Dandiya originate? Like, why do you all do Dandiya?
Originally from Gujarat and Rajasthan, or we are going for God, that one.
So it's basically a celebration at the end of Navratri. It's a celebration to the goddesses.
It's not in the end of Navratri, these 9 days we are doing them. Our club is doing in second Saturday of every Navratra.
The official kickoff began with a puja to the goddess Kali, thanking her for her blessings. Prayers complete, the live band set everyone into the groove with some authentic Garba numbers. Two boys in the Angrakas initiated the Garba with some infectious rhythmic steps. Soon enough, everyone was following suit. Beautiful costume. It's so lovely to be part of this Garba. Can you tell us what you're wearing? What's it called?
It's supposed to be called Akedia, which is our Gujarati tradition. We people wear this only for this particular 9 days, where we are out of our complete office work and we come here to enjoy it so that we can bring our total tiredness out there.
Apurva, you look so beautiful in your costume. How hard is it to do the Garba? The Garba is basically very easy. It's just the faith in the goddess. It's a god's gift. If you have the faith in goddess Durga, it will come automatically. It's not at all difficult. Okay, and this is probably such an out-of-place question. How long did it take you to get ready? Okay, that's a tough one. It takes about an hour to get dressed. Actually, more than that. Navaratri is a 9-day festival in the month of October when people offer prayers to the warrior goddess Durga, Saraswati, goddess of knowledge, and Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. In the north, the grand ending is in the form of Dandiya Ras and Garba. A ritualistic tradition, every Gujarati Bengali family is made to learn these dance forms with great fervour. experience. And Navratri is definitely the peace of Diwali, and I've had an excellent time here. I am going to join back and take it up the steps.
Traditionally, Garba is the women's dance, while Dandiya is the men's dance. Now, from expressions through dance to expressions through words, two journalists have been on a journey through the war-ridden areas of our country to create their latest piece of work, The Absent State. So, with no further ado, it's on to Vivanta Connemara to witness the launch of Neelesh Misra and Rahul Pandita's book.
The Absent State, a book that critically dissects the Indian government's role, or lack of it, in the Jammu and Kashmir conflict, was launched this evening at the glitzy Vivanta Connemara. Authors Neelesh Misra and Rahul Pandita were there to talk about their book and the strongly critical stance it adopts.
There's a common thread that really runs through the book, and the point is that governments are using insurgency as an excuse. You sleep on your job, you blame the militants. And then we pointed out, when taxpayer money is spent on buying weapons and other things for the police, what happens to that? So there's stories from the ground. There's stories about how people live and how they're caught up between sort of the different pulls and pressures out there in the war zone. But largely, this is an issue that this is a book that strikes at the heart of governance. How we are running this country.
We were very clear about a couple of things. One was that this book is not intended for academicians. It's meant for an ordinary urban reader who reads his newspaper every day in the morning but can't figure out what the hell is happening in his own backyard. So between the two of us, this involves primary research of about 3 years, where we have traveled around 40,000 kilometers, spanning across the insurgent heartlands of this country.
Misra is the Deputy Executive Editor for the Hindustan Times, author of 3 books and winner of the Ramnath Goenka Award for Journalism. Pandita is a Senior Special Correspondent with Open Magazine and has been documenting conflicts ranging from Iraq to Sri Lanka, Kashmir to India's northeast regions.
You were traveling for just about 3 years. Can you tell me a bit about your direct experiences in these areas?
Well, between the two of us, we have traveled a lot in these areas. In fact, I've been traveling to the Naxalite-affected area since 1998, and that was the time when every journalist worth his salt would travel to Kashmir, because Kashmir was the sexy insurgency, and nobody would talk about Naxal-affected areas. But all of a sudden, from 2000 onwards, mid-2000 onwards, this crisis spiraled into something which prompted even the Prime Minister of this country to call it the gravest internal security threat. There's this village where an Adivasi called Turya Munda committed suicide because he would not be paid his dues under the world's biggest social security setup called NREGA, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So, we have traveled, but the kind of stories we heard during our research, they even shocked us.
The launch was moderated by reputed journalist S.R. Madhu and was attended by a few high-ranking officials as well as members of the Madras Book Club.
Personally, I was really inspired by the book, and I from the heart of what I felt I should be also able to bring in some solution to the people who have been affected very badly. And it should be, diluted to the lower level where the younger generation should know more about it, so that they could also come with some very good ideas, and they could work toward the progress of the people there.
The book serves as a clinically written call to action, a boldly direct criticism of the Indian government's role in dealing with conflicts as far-reaching as the Jammu and Kashmir issue. Turning a blind eye is no longer an option, the book urges.
I hope the policymakers of this country pick it up, and the younger politicians pick it up. The country has a lot of hope from Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and he keeps on traveling to these areas. I think as we speak, he's in Bihar right now, and I really hope he reads this book and draws any lesson from it.
lighter note. Neelesh Misra is also renowned as a Bollywood scriptwriter and lyricist, having written songs for Jism, Krishna Cottage, Gangster and Jashan, to name a few. Now enough of movie trivia, it's time for a quick interval, cinematic style, but come right back for some groovy mixes on the show. Branding yourself? See the funky names people come up with at Dublin at the Shiv Focus Nights.